Hello and welcome to the Health by Science Full Body Workout Level 1. So in today's workout we've got 4 exercises to get through, and for each exercise we're going to work for 30 seconds followed by a 30-second recovery. So our first exercise we're going to do is for our lower body. So these are going to be our squats. So we're going to get you to grab your chair, stand in front of your chair, nice and simple, so shoulder width stance. I'm going to sit down and back up. Okay, so our first exercise, sit the stands. We'll go in 3, 2, 1, and off. So I'm just aiming to keep moving for the full 30 seconds and then take that recovery. As much as I can, I want to keep my hands away from my legs, so I'm just using my legs to push up and not my arms. If that's too easy, then we can come down and just light touch and back up. So I'm there, and if it's too difficult, I'm going to sit all the way back and then just use a little swing to get in there. So you've got 5 seconds left and then we'll get that rest. Good. Okay, so take 30 seconds. Our next exercise that we're going to do is going to be a plank on our hands. So I'm going to be down in press up position, on my hands, feet together, holding here. So I want a nice straight line from my shoulder through my hips all the way down to my heel. And I'm going to hold that position as long as I can for the full 30 seconds. So if you're struggling, you need to put the knees down, that's fine. Just come up and hold as long as you can. So off and away there. So I'm just holding that position, just controlling the breathing. And if you need to, we can take knees down for a few seconds and then come back up. We want to spend as much of the 30 seconds in this position as possible. So it's just over halfway. So I'm just holding there. Again, if we're struggling in this position, if we need to, we just take a little bit longer with our knees on the ground. So last 5 seconds. Good, so we'll go 3, 2, 1, and knees down. Okay, so take 30 seconds again. This time for our next exercise, we're going to work the back of the legs, so the hamstrings and the bum. So I'm going to come back onto the ground. This time, feet flat on the ground. From here, I'm going to bridge my hips up as high as I can and back down to the ground. So I'm looking to get as much space between my bum and the ground as I can. So this exercise will go in 3, 2, 1, and off and away. So I'm bridging there, straight up, back down. So I'm aiming to squeeze as high as I can on each repetition, getting as much space between my bum and the ground as I can. Again, if that feels difficult, then just take a little bit longer on the ground between your repetitions. And if it feels too easy, we can speed it up a little bit there. Okay, so we've got last 3 seconds. And relax. Okay, so take 30 seconds to recover there. And then we've got our last exercise in the circuit. So for our last exercise, we're going to come back up to standing. And for this one, I'm just going to be moving on the spot. I'm going to go with a standing march. So bringing the knee up, nice and high, just opposite arm, opposite leg, this position here. Okay, again, if you're struggling, we can just go a little bit lower with those steps. Similarly, if it's too easy, then we can go a little bit quicker. Okay, and off and away. So we've got 30 seconds here, just keeping moving. So nice deep breaths as we're doing that. So we know we're going to get a rest after this. After this exercise, we're going to take a minute to recover, and then we're going to do all those exercises again. So 10 seconds. Good, knees as high as you can. And relax there, good. Okay, so take a breather. We've got a minute this time. So if you need to grab a drink or anything, do that now. And then we'll come back and we'll go through the same exercises again. So if you're finding these exercises challenging, that's great. So you can do this workout as many times as you'd like. When you do feel that you've mastered it, you do find that it's easy, then we've got the level 2 workout ready and waiting to go. Okay, so take a breather just now. Have a think on this next exercise, this next round, how you're feeling and how challenging you're finding it. Okay, so if you found that last one really easy, try and do the slightly harder options that I've listed. Okay. So we'll grab our chair and we'll get set back again. So we'll be kicking off our first one again, will be our sit to stands, okay? So I'm in front of my seat, coming down, touch the seat, and pushing back up. So we're going 3, 2, 1, and off and away. So I'm down, back up. Again, if that's too easy, then we just touch, push back up, touch, push back up. So I'm there, back up. Again, too difficult, then I would just spend a little bit more time on the seat and just a little swing into that position. Good, last 10 seconds. Good work, so we'll get a recovery after this. 5 seconds. And relax there, good. Okay, so put chair to the side, and then we'll go into our next exercise, which is our plank position, so our plank on our hands. So we're going to be back down on the floor with our shoulders directly above our hands, and then a nice straight line all the way down our body, from our shoulder through our bum, all the way to our heels. Again, if you're struggling, just bring the knees down if you need to, but come back up and join us for as long as the 30 seconds, as long as that as you can. So I'm here, hold. Again, just controlling that breathing, keeping core, our tummy muscles nice and tight, and just holding in that position. Again, we can bring the knees down if we need to. So in order to get onto our level 2 workout, we'd want to make sure that we can hold this position without putting the knees on the ground for a full 30 seconds. So don't worry if you don't have that yet, but it's good to know where you're trying to get. So last couple of seconds, and relax. Good. Okay, take a breather. Then our next one is going to be our glute bridge. So that's where we are lying flat on our backs, feet flat on the floor. And this is the one where we're going to bridge our hips up as high as we can, create as much space between our bum and the ground, and back down. Okay. Again, if it felt okay, we could just speed it up. If it's too difficult, spend a little bit more time with the bum on the ground. So ready, and push, back down. Push, back down. So I'm trying to get as high as I can on each one. Squeeze the muscles in the bum, and back down to the ground. Again, if it feels okay, we can just speed it up. So I'm just touching and no more on the ground. And if it's too challenging, I just spend a little bit longer between the repetitions. Go from there. So last little bit. Good. And relax there. Okay. Okay, last one. So, nice deep breaths. We've got 20 seconds of recovery left, and then we're going to go into our standing march to finish. So, again, if that felt okay last time, we can speed it up a little bit. If you found it challenging, then just keep it the same. So we'll go in 10 seconds. So this is going to be our opposite arm, opposite leg moving, and aiming to get the knee as high as we can. So this is the last exercise that we're doing. So everything into it, and then we'll take that rest. So I'm here, off and away. So I'm just driving that knee as high as I can and getting the opposite arm moving at the same time as the opposite leg. Good work. Okay, so we're almost there. Last thing we're doing, you've got 10 seconds left. Good. Okay, almost there, big push. And time. All right. Well done. That is level 1 full body workout complete.